All right, so the Wizard of Oz Museum in Kansas was super awesome and tons of fun, you guys. But as you can see behind me, we are no longer in Kansas anymore, Toto. We have finally arrived back to one of our favorite places of all time. We are back at the base of the Superstition Mountains, but unfortunately we are not boondocking out here like we used to out in the desert. They have closed down our boondocking location due to people abusing it, off-roaders tearing up the trails in the desert, amongst other things. They've closed down our boondocking spot. So this time we have ended up here at the Don's Ranch, right on Peralta Road, right down the road from where we used to boondock. And today is actually a really cool special day here on the ranch because today they're going to do a cattle roundup. All right, so as you can see here, we are on the ranch, and the ranch is been awake for a while now, since about, I don't know, 4:30, getting horses ready and things. But you can see them, they're all getting ready. They're getting the horses ready, and they are going to go out into the desert because this is a free-ranging desert here. So they are going to go out here in the Superstition Wilderness, and they are going to do a cattle roundup, and she has a lot of cattle. So welcome back to Arizona, you guys. Let's go check out a cattle roundup.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, okay.
You saying good morning to all the horsies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that. I'm gonna drag that to me.
Everybody's getting ready for the cattle roundup. Getting ready to go. All right, you guys, they are getting ready. They are getting all saddled up, and everybody is getting gathered up in the horses up here. And they're getting ready to go out and round up a bunch of cattle. They do this twice a year for vaccinations and a few other things. So we're going to stand here, I believe, and we're going to try to watch them leave down here. They're going to leave out here and go out back, and they're going to go into the desert, and they're going to round up all her cattle, drive them in here, I do believe, and that's where they're going to do their brandings and their vaccines and things like that. So this should be pretty neat. Okay, guys, so if you can see her, Shelly is in the back of the truck, and she is the Don's wife, and she runs the ranch, and she's explaining to everybody the boundaries and things like that, and where she wants the cattle driven and how she wants it done, to watch out for neighbors and etc. So they're getting ready to run. All right, I believe she's going to lead the pack, and she's going to take them on out. She's saying good morning to everybody. Now what they're going to do is they're going to go out here in the desert, and they're going to bring them out from the desert because they like to lay in the desert, and they're going to drive them into the ranch, and they're going to do their vaccinations and things like that. Morning. Looks like they're gonna head out in groups, and they have a lot of land. They have a lot of land here. It goes all the way down this road, base of the Superstitions, all the way out back to the Tontos. There's a lot of land, but her cattle, we've been here for a few years in the winters, and her cattle like to hang out back here, so shouldn't be too hard, but there's a lot of land for them to check.
I don't know how to do it. I never do it.
Alright guys, I just got done flying the drone around and getting a little footage from the sky on what it's looking like, and them rounding that up, rounding some up, shall I say. But I have to admit, man, this is a really neat, new, fun experience. Basically living on the ranch, especially while they do a cattle roundup. Pretty neat. So we're gonna go down here and we're gonna check out some of the cattle that they're rounding up. And I do believe today they'll be doing some branding and vaccinations and some other things. So we'll see what we can get into. What a beautiful, beautiful area, though. I tell you what, man, this Superstition Mountain area here in Arizona is amazing. And if you don't know nothing about the Superstition Mountains, man, Google it, look it up. There's a lot of stories about these superstitions here. All right, here we got some that they've rounded up already. Yeah, he was hanging out back though too. So look at that little baby. Look at that guy right there, them horns. We've seen him out the past few years roaming. He's massive. He's bigger than the truck. He stands tall as the truck. Awesome. All right, you guys, I do have to admit, I didn't think or realize how awesome a cattle roundup could be. So, you know, being from the city and all, and I never really thought about a cattle roundup or being on a ranch or anything. So, man, it's actually really, really neat and very exciting. Really cool. So you can see them. They went out and they wrangled up another bunch of them. So we're going to take a look at the process a little bit, real quick, and how they get them in. Alright guys, so as you see, they're going out in the desert and they're finding these herds of their cattle, and then they're wrangling them up and bringing them back and funneling them through the gates, and then they're putting them into one pen, checking their numbers, and putting them on the list, checking them, make sure what's what, and putting them in a different pen. So far that's the beginning of the process. All right, and just down the hill here, you can see everybody's gathering at a nice lunch spot right at the base of the Superstitions. They're going to take a break and eat some lunch. All right, so we're going to go down real quick and we're going to watch some of the process that they're getting ready to start now. They said that they've caught or rounded up most of the cattle. There's 20, 30-ish so maybe still out there. I think they have a small group out looking for them, but then they're going to start the process now of vaccines, brandings, and some other things. I don't know how much I can or will show due to sensitivity and things like that. So, and you know, I don't want to upset anybody, and I don't want YouTube to get mad either. So, you know, I don't know how much I'll show, but let's go check out the process now. Okay, so the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to wrangle up all the cattle and put the small ones in their own pen. Once in the pen, all of these small ones have to go through the process of figuring out if they are male or female. Young female cattle are called heifers, and young male cattle are called oxens or bullocks. And then once a young male has been castrated, they are then known as a steer. Now all of them are going to get their vaccines. They are going to get dewormed. They're going to get branded, tagged, and necessary males will get castrated. Here you can see them wrangling the cow by taking control of its legs and putting it on the ground. All right, now that they have the cow secured, they go ahead and move in for vaccines and deworming medications. Next, somebody will come in and put a tag on the cow's ear for identification purposes. All right, and then we're going to move on to branding. Branding your cattle is another way of identifying whose cattle is whose when they're free ranging. Now, they say branding really doesn't hurt that much, at least not as much as the next step if you're a male cow that they do not want to reproduce. All right, now thankfully for this cow, it is a heifer, so it will not have to go through that process. Now, I'm not going to show you that process, and I'm sure you can guess why, but I will show you them take down this big bull for re-tagging. At first, the bull does not want to cooperate, so they have to use their horses to push the bull into the corral.
He's looking back. What are we doing? What the hell am I pulling?
Then once in the corral, they work together to gain control of the feet and head so that way nobody gets injured while they do the re-tagging process.
Oh, got the legs. There it is. Oh.
And then when they're done, they just simply release tension on their ropes, the cows get up and go about their business. All right, guys, so there is a little bit of the process of how things work on a ranch, cattle ranch, if you're ever interested. I didn't know, I really was until we ended up here, and how interesting and how cool and exciting, and it's just actually a really, really neat process, and to watch them all do their thing is so cool. I would totally recommend if you're out this way and you want to participate in this, check it out, man. They do allow participation in the event. They do the cattle roundup twice a year, so make sure you check them out. And with that, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and get some dinner and call it an evening. We'll see you next time.